Well, we're finally here and we're ready to go. Anubis is going to be in the map number 1 here for the best of 3 of Nouns taking on Mythic. And you got Laz and Paladin here on the mics.
And surprisingly, Mythic Nouns will opt for the CT side of things. Largely a T-sided map as this map has evolved and changed over the last couple of months. Now that it's not necessarily the most fresh addition to the pool. It's been here for a while, but curious to see what Cynic can do with these dual Berettas. Raid boss, good for 2. Huge kills for Cynic, but mid is wide open. It's a lot of options now for Mythic to kind of go as they please.
Yeah, this is big. I mean, the fact that now they're going to be able to clear things up, that's a nice double killer here from Cynic, but Freak's going to wait things out. Just inside of the site, kind of playing a bit of a lurk. Now you can see the crunch is coming back in. Carson's ready to go. He's got this duelist ready to go. CJ finds one. Oh, man, they're just running into a bit of a trap. There's 1, make it 2. Carson, please. There we go. Nouns, they pick up a pistol.
Yeah, that's clean. I mean, it was well read from Nouns. As soon as they see that Molotov in mid onto the A side of things, they know that CT Ruins is compromised, and they should be well aware. Carson's got that ever-present position in E-Box, and as soon as CJ kills the main player, the round kind of spirals, right? And there's no real room for them to deal with Carson in E-Box. He gets an easy 2-piece, and they get started with a nice pistol conversion. Meanwhile, Mythic don't actually opt completely into the force buy. They opt for a couple pistols here and there, but no armor behind it, meaning these SMGs can very easily chew up through these Ts.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty dangerous, right? Like, again, that no armor investment is going to be pretty scary because look at these MP9s there. Like you said, man, it's just chopping them down quickly. And, I mean, it's just hate by himself with the P2, right? I mean, B-Wills is low, sitting at 23. Bomb's even down 2. And I think they might have found this. I think Cynic should have spotted this. Oh, my gosh, that nade, too. There we go. Hate's just kind of like, well, what do I do? A whole lot of nothing.
And 5 kills for the SMGs there across all 3 of those players. They can actually opt in for a bit of a bonus here, and I think that's what they'll decide on. Cynic does get the AWP out early, and so that mid player can be a little bit more aggressive to search for a pick, especially now that Cooper won't have it in his hands heading into round number 3. So a little bit of options here. Problem for Mythic, even though they have the guns, is look at how scant they are in terms of utility. 2 smokes at a minute 45 and only 1 flashbang on Flom. So it's going to be this hard contact play onto this B site. Carson's going to be up to the task here.
Yeah, and even Freak's gotten some good control, but that's a good molly coming in from Carson. But oh no, he quick switches at the wrong time. I mean, Freakazoid takes a lot of damage, but there we go. The brothers are going to be able to get some joining kills here. So now this is a 5-on-3. A good advantage right now for Mythic. This MP9 just spraying away, trying to see what Marky can do. Man, he's just trying his best, and this is a problem. This is what Marky does. He's just that itch that won't go away.
Such a difficult rut to get out of for Nouns in this round. He actually manages to live. Ooh, still shoulder peeking on T steps, but dodges out death for just a short while. Truck Lover is fast up on the heels now, getting 1 more MP9 on the ground. Marky shouldn't be able to save. I say that he's tucked in a spawn or T steps here, and more importantly, Cynic will be able to save that AWP. There should be buys to go around from the rest of these players. Marky can drop over that MP9 and buy a rifle up for himself. But nice little contact play there from Mythic. Nothing too fancy, just trying to get the necessary kill in the E-Box. And yeah, unfortunate timing on that quick switch of the nades. But yeah, Cooper capitalizes on that second kill as well, and then it's kind of job done.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because, again, like, Nouns were kind of on that, bonus, right? I mean, they were all just kind of rocking the MP9s with Cynic's op. So this is now a big round. I mean, this round number 4, this is important. I mean, money spent, investments are being used here from Nouns. Truck Lover going to throw a nice Molotov. That's going to, push back Marky a little bit. Instead of playing aggressive down main, he now has to kind of retreat himself. A little bit of a change in pace, though. Mythic, I mean, again, we saw Freakazoid. He was in water. He got in con pretty quick. This time, not really the case. You can see him kind of lurking there. But kind of the little bit respectful round in this one for 4. Paladin.
Yeah, a bit more utility at their expense, so they can kind of grasp at this map control. They can try to fight for E-Box a little bit more comfortably. You see they've pushed up into A main, so a lot of territory taken by the T's, and Truck Lover is actually going to start searching for a bit of an entry. I say that he actually falls off of it. They've got all this water control, and so they can kind of inch their way into the B side if they so please. They do have Hate sitting outside, so all of these postures from Mythic, but where are they going to end up?
Yeah, just under a minute too, right? So they still got plenty of time, but the utility's available too. They got a lot of smokes, a couple mollies that they can, still disperse of, but this is a double stack here for Marky and B-Wells, and they're playing close together. I mean, one of the players is essentially just playing safe, and you even have, I think that's Marky's playing close on by. There we go. There's B-Wells for the spurt swing. This is where Marky can be the element of surprise, but it's only going to be the one and done. It's not enough. So now the bomb's made its way into the site. They're going to be able to get this thing down, and there is the lurk of Hate too. That's something that we have to put a lot of focus on.
Yeah, Carson's going to be on notice here, but usually these mid lurks after these A plays are well read. So if Carson has his wits about him, he should be able to spot this out. But the timing just evades him, doesn't completely clear out that angle. Flom gets a little bit more aggressive, and it just leaves Cynic up in a 1v3. So difficult as soon as he gets wrapped off from the other side. Heaven is compromised. And Mythic find another way in. I mean, that bait setup is really nice from Nouns, but it requires Marquee to get two, or else things just spiral out of control. The bomb goes down, and they don't have any fight from that mid player. They don't have the third player completely locked into place, and they get punished because of it. So great trading from Mythic. It relegates Nouns down to stock pistols, and I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Well, the hindsight is that, Nouns have gotten more CT rounds than we've seen some other matches earlier on Anubis, right? It's been a bit of a struggle for teams on CT, so they're doing pretty good. They're doing the benchmark. They're doing better.
Yeah, obviously the number of CT setups that you can have on this map is quite limited, and that's just the nature of this map. So getting as many CT rounds as possible is the name of the game, knowing that you can slice through the defense quite easily on that T side. But with how fragile the economy can be on the defense, it's tough to have enough bits to kind of fight against these Ts for as long as possible. So they've got to really make it count when they've got the guns out. So round number 6 gets that AWP out for Cynic yet again. And they've got to try to find a way to reroute instantaneously because you don't want things to run away. And Cynic actually goes aggressive. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a noise cue, though. I think that's why they knew. And Cooper. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe he went for that. That's so dangerous. But I like the change in pace, right? Cynic realizes he has to do something big. Marky, I think he's given up his position. The smoke, I think it's going to be the jig up. But no, he actually does find that kill on the Truck Lover. Not able to find that second. It's just not on the deck of cards here for round number 6. Players going down, but the bomb should be able to make its way into this A site. CTs could go for the reposition all the way around. They do have plenty of utility, but again, Cynic, it is kind of that question. Do they want to save it? But again, the bomb just went down. They have some time to work with.
I personally don't feel like this retake is viable. Just frankly, with no kits, I feel like time is so far elapsed, and with so much to clear out on this A site, I'm really calling into question if it's worth it. Maybe hang out in CT spawn, drop a couple of weapons out in the next round, have another bite of the cherry, and Mythic will confirm their 4th round. Again, just very simple plays into that A site where even though Marky gets one, he isn't aware of Freakazoid there as well and gets overwhelmed. And that's it. That's all you really have to do at this point. That's how easy it can be to get around on your T side, where as soon as one anchor collapses, it's so hard. The city rotations take so long that you can't necessarily mid-round your way back into it. So another chance here for Nouns to fight back. FAMAS for Marky, but they will have kind of a lot of their weaponry retained to try and get that 3rd round on the board.
Well, we talked a lot about it. I mean, again, for Mythic, this is an important map because if they can take this, I mean, this puts them in definitely that ride for the full BO3. But this is a map that Nouns are definitely experienced on. But like you said, I mean, this map definitely does show a lot of favorable sides here for the T's. But
Look at Freak here, man.
Look at the control of this. This is insane. The fact that he's just going in dry like that. His brother able to get the trade, but they're both going to go down in arms. And now Carson just gets ignited. He's able to find making it more, but Cynic's able to help him out. There we go. Quick and cool like a cat, and that's going to be a third game here for Nouns.
Yeah, great anchoring play there from Carson. As soon as you get the 2 kills, he stalls for just a little bit longer, waiting for that cavalry to arrive, because if the bomb still goes down in that scenario, it's not out of the realms of possibility for Mythic to pull that back. But Cynic is there, converts the kill onto the main player, and it's only that E-Box player left, and as soon as he goes down, round over, Nouns find a way to get themselves a third. A lot of money left into the tank, though, for Mythic. And again, very cool idea, just slinking their way into E-Box at such a fast pace. And if they're going to keep that tempo up, it's going to definitely force Nouns into some tough scenarios. Freak again in the E-Box, and this time minute 30 on the clock. And he's just going to take this duel completely unabashed, and that's always what Freak's been known for. That brazen, confident play. And gets the 5v4 again for Mythic.
Yeah, and he's not even leading the stats here too, right? I mean, that's the thing about his role. Like, I mean, he just goes in, he doesn't care at all. You just tell him what to do, and he's going to try to do it to the full maximum effort. And the fact that he goes through a mulli like that and takes a duel, that is so frustrating for Nouns. It catches them off guard. They're not expecting it at all. But now we start to see Mythic. They're going to actually switch up this game plan. They've been hitting this A site a lot, but with the assistance of that lurk from Freak. But now, they might try to put the eggs in this B basket now.
Seems like a bit of a gamble here from Nouns. CJ playing far back in spawn. Lurk Smoke comes in for Mythic, but they will commit off the back of this, essentially giving over the plant here, now that they have no E-Box presence. So it's going to be a question of whether or not Nouns actually want to go for this. With how far away some of these players are, though, it's going to be really difficult to make it happen. Finally, they've made it into Connector, but They've still got smokes up here, lads. It's going to be really difficult to break through here.
Yeah, there's a lot of utility still. I mean, even Freak, he's got the full belt, right? He's ready to go. Shot missed from Cooper. Tries to see what he can find here through door. He's not able to find anything at all. Both the players are here ready to go, but they have to go for the swing. And Cooper, he takes down another, and there we go. Mythic, they just clean up this site. No retake attempt that's going to be valid here for Nouns, and they're on a 2-round deficit.
Yeah, and with how close that previous round was, Nouns have to kind of give away control to Mythic. They've got to potentially give away the 6. They can't even really buy into upgraded pistols, and more opportunities for the offense to extend this lead. I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. I mean, it's not anything too complicated. It's very simple CS. But at the end of the day, if they're going to get these trades and get into these favorable afterplants, it's going to work wonders for them. They're not doing anything too crazy. They're just converting every opportunity that's been given to them. And Nouns are definitely the type of roster to offer up some of those aim duels. And if you're able to win those duels, then you've got a lot working for you.
Well, that's the thing we were talking about too, right? I mean, it was the fact that Nouns were... You know, we talked about the firepower for this team, and we were thinking from yesterday's performance, they were looking really hot. Right now, I feel like Mythic are kind of bringing that heat right now. I mean, I know this round's kind of, not the full play of that demonstration, but I mean, the fact that we're starting to see everybody kind of, evenly contribute, I think this is a good sight to see for the Mythic side.
But don't get me wrong. I mean, if there's ever a roster that can completely turn a map around off of their T side, it's Nouns.
Oh, yeah.
So Mythic have really got to keep their wits about them and try to get as many rounds on the board here on the offense as possible, because you never know with this roster, with this Nouns roster, where they can just heat up and blink and you miss it, the map is over, and you've lost somehow. So they've really got to keep pedal to the metal. Guns back out for Nouns. And what's the call here from Flom this time around?
Well, like you said, I mean, it's been, it's been pretty basic CS for, I think, from Mythic, but again, it's working. Why they don't need to make it complicated, and I think that's what's working well for them. But Cynic is going to keep that op ready to go. It made me kind of question a little bit if they want to have the AWP here on the CT side. Maybe they want to try to just go full rifles. I know it's not normal, but he's not technically the designated opper. I mean, I know he likes to op, but it almost makes me wonder a little bit on the CT side just to have that extra M4, but I'm okay to be wrong.
Minute 30 again, Freakazoid's testing E-Box. He's been given so much room, but this time Carson's got the off angle. He takes care of that at the very least, and that primes CJ to peek in a B main. Finally a 5v3 for Nouns to speak of, and the entry attempts do not work out. Finally it gets shut down, and Truck Lover's also smoked off, so he doesn't have that opportunity on the A site. It leaves a very disadvantageous scenario for Mythic, but Cooper's going to try to slide his way out and actually hits a stunner onto CJ. Cubby dealt with. It's only Carson left on this site, and he gets another Cooper with the heater. Bomb plant in for them, and they've somehow found a way to turn this around through the veteran shots of Cooper.
Yeah, and this is what we needed to see, right? I mean, Cooper is the highest rating player on this squad, so the fact that he's able to find these kills like this is huge for Mythic, and now it's a 3-on-2, the advantage in terms of the manpower right now for Nouns. You can even see Flom, he's trying to get aggressive, and now Cooper, he needs to pop off with 3, but that ain't gonna be. Finally, we see a little bit of response here from Nouns to pick up that 4th.
Yeah, really cool protocols there from Nouns. You have B-Rolls bounding in from mid into water. Has that fast flank on the E-Box player, gets the first, and has to really work for that second, but he does it anyway, and then that kind of primes in Marquis' lurk. So, very well done to Nouns to convert that 3v3. It looked like it was running away from them, but the work from Carson and CJ in that early round does not go to waste, really. But more buys here. That's just the nature of the T-sided economy. Buys for days. And now they've got to find a new game plan. The entry attempts through E-Box and through A-Main have not worked. And so instead, they're going to have to kind of earn this map control this time around.
Oh, that nade does so much damage too. I mean, Freak is kind of going right back to the same old, bread and butter that he likes to do. He goes under, close onto E-Box. But he's been getting it for free, right? So, I mean, like, why not change it a little bit? But finally gets stopped a little bit. Marquis switches up the position. Now just going to play in deep in sight, but he's gone. Cooper and also Truck Lover. Oh, man, they just find multi-kills now, getting themselves into the site. The bomb's finally making its way. The CTs are getting pushed back a little bit, but Carson, does he expect this? He's not even going to clear this. Oh, he finally does, but hey, he gets the better of him, and there we go. Nouns are going to have to save this again.
Yeah, and it's just a complete disrespect. You see, there was a smoke up from Marquis in A main, and he's sitting in back of cake, and he's thinking, there is no way I'm going to be swung this early in the round. But Truck Lover and Cooper both just bound their way through. Actually, they didn't even bound. They just completely walk shift key all the way through. And as soon as Marquis swings, he's like, what? How is there an op on the thing? How am I getting mollied off here? And the secondary player in B-Rolls that shimmies on in from mid cannot get another frag. Truck Lover's all the way in a fountain. So another great conversion for Mythic, and very effortless entries there, catching off some of the players on the A side of things this time. So a lot for Nouns to kind of have to be worried about now. They've got to be worried about that aggressive play from Freak in E-Box, and now they've got to be worried about Truck Lover on the A side of things. A lot to kind of have to scramble for.
Well, it makes me wonder, too, if we're going to see a little bit of a, for the next gun round, we'll see something different for Nouns. I mean, this A site, like you said, Marquis, he just hasn't had really much luck. I mean, he is able to at least get a duel in his favor, but I feel like that's a tough one because the A site, you definitely need someone that can put up those multi-kills just to slow down that aggression, but we'll wait and see. Pistols back here for Nouns. We've talked about them before in these kind of lighter purchases. Not always the most favorable, but they seem to somehow make it work at times. Cooper does get a nice whiff of CJ right there. Oh man, they're just Carson for the full aggression like that. And there we go. Cynic, he puts it off right into connection. That's a good pickup.
But then this Freakazoid again in E-Box. huge impact from the veteran. And Truck Lover, Hate, they all chime in for frags apiece. And they deal with the half buy. Got a little dangerous there. I think Carson was basically just trying to bait in that AWP shot for Cynic. But misses the timing just slightly. Cooper trained on that angle. But half win confirmed for the T's. And another chance for Nouns to get back into this. And 5-6 rounds, they can easily work with that. But if they drop all 3 of these following, then it gets a little bit dicey. There's still room for Mythic to try and convert this out. Ooh, aggressive little fight there. And oh my god, Cynic actually goes for even more. I think that's a bit overzealous for my liking.
Yeah,
and he goes down.
Yeah, that's a lot of desperation, right? I mean, it was just him looking to see what he can do. This is what Nouns like to do. They like to, be a little bit spontaneous. That op is cursed. Nobody can land a shot with it. That's even, Cynic that goes for the shot, misses. Carson, he's going to miss it. Finally, a kill comes in the way here for Nouns, but it's just a little consolation prize. CJ does pick up 1, but look at that. Bomb's already making its way to the A site. CJ, a question if he wants to just try to save this op. Or maybe look for a couple exits. I don't know.
I don't even think he's going to be able to save this gun, even if he wanted to. Look at this hunt coming in from Flom, already in spawn. The bomb has just been planted, and you've got Hate on the flank in B main, so they're just going to try to crunch into this B site and overwhelm CJ. Maybe he gets 1, but he doesn't even get that. Hate rips his head off. 9 now for Mythic, and another save call to come from Nouns. Should be double digits here.
Mm-hmm. Not even a timeout either. Like, we haven't seen any timeouts from either side. A little interesting. So it's been some pretty fast-paced action.
Yeah, you'd like for them to kind of get Semphis on the mic, slow things down, and maybe calm the boys down a little bit, because you do see a little bit of over-aggression coming on some of these rounds, and it feels like desperation rather than confidence now, especially with the scoreline that we're at. And I'd like to see them just kind of cool it a little bit and stick to their guns, but of course it's easier said than done with how, I'm not going to say disrespectful Mythic is playing, but how brazen that they're playing. They're very willing to take these opening aim duels, and it's kind of messing with Nouns' momentum,
Yeah, it definitely is. And even now, desperation coming out of main. They're going to see what they can go for in this water fight. Oh, okay. There's the pistols. Nice little nice 1-2. That works. They take down the Opper. Flom should be able to pick this up if he wants to, but he's a little bit far away. Going to get that utility burned off, though. But look at this. Truck Lover, he re-aggresses. Clears everything. Gets a lot of information. Both these players are holding hands, though.
Oh,
this could be dangerous.
Both looking at mid, I believe. They've completely abandoned the A side. They're just trying to get some more information there, but in that short space of time, Mythic have completely taken the A site. Truck Lover is in CT spawn, and I don't even think they're aware of this, so yeah, Cynic just completely gets overwhelmed there himself. And into this 3v4, of course, the round is over, but perhaps some rifles can be retrieved, maybe some exit frags are to be had. But there it is. Mythic are able to find that double digits that they were looking for. And Nouns are going to have to fight for that consolation of a 5th round.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for them to pick up any sort of a gun. I mean, this is just about maybe they can get an extra kill. Flom's about to run into the mousetrap. Oh, no, but B-Wills, you got to get that kill. Okay, there we go. There we go. They're fine. But
no, they're not.
No, they're not fine for that long, apparently. I jinxed it. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Nouns. Maybe this AK picked up. Yes, indeedy.
Okay. And Cynic will have the AWP out. Oh, bit odd there. CJ had 6,400. Cynic had 5,100. There could have been a drop, and Cynic could have had more utility in his back pocket. But yeah, Marky is actually going to pull it out for the A side of things. I don't think it's bad. I think out of all the maps, I think Anubis is not a bad one to have the double ops, especially if your kind of secondary AWP isn't even a dedicated opper. Like, it's very easy to kind of just post up and hit some easy shots, and Cynic actually goes for that aggressive mid pick. It works out. But Marky's been posted up aggressive here. Truck Lover's been here round after round, and he could still spell disaster, but it's his contact play on the B site
What?
And it goes well for Cynic. I think he's gotten the collateral on the B side of things. Who cares if Truck Lover gets the kill on the A site? It's Cynic's show.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was thinking that was him, but no. He was on a different spot there, but yeah, he does get the collat. So right now, Cynic has put up 3 frags. He has single-handedly put this round into his own hands. They want to gain this 5th like you talked about. So it's a better transition into the second half, but look at the positioning here from the T's. You have Flom that's kind of sitting in the back outside of B waiting things out, but you do have Truck Lever that's coming all the way through CT. So this is good though. I mean, Truck Lever has some time. He can clear out a lot of information.
But sadly, he won't have any real backstab in terms of the round. CJ's locked in an E-box. He should still be good for 1 kill. Flom does get the AWP back out. And Truck Lover's going to really need this instantaneous kill. He does get it. So at least a bomb plant for the T's here, heading into this last round. Ooh. But Flom takes significant damage, man. And Truck Lover can't hold on to E-box. Carson chimes in with a double. And we've got ourselves a 5th round for Nouns. It's not much, but it's definitely workable. We're going to take a quick halftime break, and when we come back, we're going to watch if Nouns can make the comeback or Mythic can get the surprise map pick conversion.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, the Mythic team have been able to build up 10 rounds here in the first half. Going into the second, it's Laz and Paladin to see if Nouns has what it takes to make the comeback.
If there is a team to make that sort of a comeback, especially on the offensive half, it's definitely Nouns. I mean, I've seen some fantastic, disgusting things when these players get going. Simple little set piece here from Cynic. It'll molly into the back of heaven and should be a smoke for mid. But it's going to be two players to greet them, Truck Lover and Flom.
Yeah, they're just going to go right into this, too. Look at that. Molly comes in. Truck Lover does get the nice Taparino. There we go. Make it 2. Not a third, but he's done his job. CJ gets a nice, good little bit of reply with the Glock. But, man, these USPs, they are just annihilating Nouns right now. They need to have some aggression. Not going to work here. And then all of a sudden, it's just down to Carson. A 1-on-3, but he's put down to the floor. And that is an 11th round gained for Team Mythic.
Huge pistol to win for Mythic. At this point, now is the time to kind of run away with this advantage. Nouns are actually going to force into this. It seems like the wrong call. I mean, if this does go awry, you're looking at potentially a 13-5 deficit. You're going to have to run back. But at the same time, if you do win this, there's a little bit of room to completely bite back at the CT economy and never let it recover. And thus far, it just seems like this B-split is going to be instantaneous. But Freakazoid, now that he's on the other side of E-Box, he's got free reign. He's taking all the aim duels with that A1S. And even though he goes down, damage has been done in this 3v4. I say that, 3v3 now. 2 players in E-Box. And they should be able to get the bomb plant, but here it comes. What? CJ with the running at Tech 9.
Oh my god, CJ. Hang on a second now. It's a 2v2. I mean, Cooper's down low too. I mean, he's at 20 HP. Cynic playing close with the Tech 9. Oh. There it is. There's a reply back from Nouns.
And that's quite the opportunity to steal away, right? I mean, you retain an A1S, you retain an MP9, but more importantly, Mythic's economy is in the toilet. I mean, when you win the pistol and you lose the second round force buy, it is somehow worse. It's like it is the worst case scenario that you can be in as a CT. I mean, look at the buy that they have in this one. 5-7s across the board and not a single smoke to stall out in any sense of the word. No Molotovs either. So we're potentially looking at a gargantuan bit of a comeback. And even with that next buy round that they're going to have, it's going to be weak. So there's a lot of opportunity here for Nouns to run away with it. It's a huge risk that they took in the previous, but it pays off in spades.
Cynic, he's getting close territory. That flash can be huge from Cooper, and there it is. That's a beautiful flash. That utility work alone has guaranteed Cooper 2 kills. Man, a simple little thing to do, and it pays off wonders. And oh my goodness, we're about to just see these pistols potentially pick up another round? Surely not.
2v4 now, Marky and CJ up in it. Really difficult. The only real rifle that's been recovered is on Cooper. But look at this trifecta of death. I mean, there's no way Marky's going to be able to pierce through that. And I guess the one silver lining that you have is CJ's got the bomb on his back, but time continues to expire. 40 seconds left on the clock. And he's really got to make a decision of whether or not he wants to even save in this round, if it's even worth fighting. But we've seen how confident some of these players are. They want to try to take as many duels as possible. Flom offers himself up, but with 20 seconds remaining, now 31 HP to spare, I think this round is done and dusted, and Nouns will give away Mythic their 12th.
I can't believe it. It all comes down to that, too. I mean, that B site, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, it is close quarters. You have a pistol like a 5.7. I mean, it's lethal. It does a good amount of damage against the armor, so I just can't believe it went like that.
And I think where it kind of the beginning of that round where Cooper's got that pop flash in, very well timed, and you could tell that both players were completely unawares. I mean, one of the players were backing out, and then the other one had a nade in his hand. And so as soon as he switches over to his MP9, he's completely caught unawares. He's like, I can't trade you here. This is not going to work. But Nouns have got another opportunity. They've got to find a way back into this. And at this point, trading blow for blow is not going to be favorable. So they're just going to barrel their way into this B side. And Molotov here to try to stall things out. But they're completely flashed here. Marky gets a great trade on a Freakazoid. Perhaps there's a route in, but look at this. 3 players instantaneously here. Sure, they're behind smokes, but how are they even going to get this bomb down here, Laz?
Yeah, I mean, you can already see Flom and Hape able to find the double kills here. Yeah, and they're just racking them in. It's just all down to Bugles with a Galil. Not a chance they're going to be able to find this. And, man, this lead is just getting bigger and bigger now. That was a lot of investment, too. I mean, Nouns, they forced up. They tried to put a lot of money on the board, and look at their money now. It ain't great.
And Cynic's reinvesting. This is really weird.
Is this like tilt buying?
That's it. That's what it screams, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't feel like they're in full confidence here. And you know, when you are a team that is such heavily overdogs and you're losing at this kind of juncture, you definitely feel like, oh, why aren't we winning? Why we should be winning? We're the better team. But another Hail Mary play on this B side completely unravels itself. Freakazoid down to 14 HP does get converted, but there's nothing to speak of here for Nouns Esports. 14th on the board for Mythic, and they're loving life right now. They're in the heads of Nouns. Another buy. They're just going to keep buying here until the map is over.
Man, we talked about it. This was an important map here for Mythic. I mean, and on paper, we were saying, like, look, if they don't pick up Anubis, this could be a quick 2-0. But the fact that we're looking at a 14-6 scoreline with a purchase like this, man, this map could be done and dusted quickly the way that we're kind of seeing things go. It just looks like Nouns, they have no comfortability. Like, they don't look like themselves right now. It's kind of that, like, shell form of themselves, right? Like, they're, like, watching themselves. They're like, this isn't how we normally play.
And you got to give credit to Mythic. You know, they're capitalizing on a lot of these overextensions that Nouns is offering up to them. I mean, sure, there are definitely some mistakes, but sometimes, even if you are the underdog, you can't convert on them. You lose after plants. You lose kind of disadvantages, man advantage situations. But they're not doing that. They're finding a way through. Finally, some hope to talk about for Nouns in this one. They finally get an opening. But it is quickly traded out from Cooper. Cooper gets another down to 3 HP, but the damage is done. 3v4 now for Nouns to dig themselves out of. They're kind of looking to Marky to potentially find something in A main, but I don't think he's known that his arm was spotted out there. Ooh, Carson gets another one back.
Okay.
So we have a 2v2 on our hands. Finally something to potentially write home about, but look at this. They've got to find the bomb back, and look at Hate, man. I think he's just made the round-winning play to find himself tucked in a cubby. There's no way Carson checks this.
Yeah, there's no way at all. I mean, unless this molly, I was thinking maybe that's going to ricochet off. Not a chance. Hate, there he is. Peekaboo.
Yeah.
And there's a 15th gain just like that, man. I mean, what a beautiful play. And Mythic, like you said, they're playing phenomenal. I mean, they're playing some pretty basic, you know, Anubis, but, man, it's working.
And more importantly, I mean, you're tilting the other team. I mean, I think there's no other way to put it at this point. I don't enjoy to talk about that, you know, in the game of Counter-Strike, but it is a very real thing. And especially against a fiery roster like Nouns, some things like this can really get under their skin. And you can see kind of the back-to-back-to-back buys that they've been dishing out on this T side.
Ooh.
Has been very turbulent, to say the least. B-Wills does get another opening. So another 5v4 that Nouns can sit on. But Freakazoid, I mean, he is feeling confident, man. He's going to take these duels down bottom E-box every day of the week. And he tries to line himself another, but finally Carson retains something. So 4v3 now. And they're not going to be able to retain mid-control. I say that Molly does not do the damage it is expecting to. And finally, Nouns can rest on something. But look at Hate. Look at how proactive he is, man.
Yeah, this is big. But he actually does get red. But now the swing comes in from Chuck Lover. It's not enough, man. He almost able to find that kill on the Cynic. He was down to 10 HP. What a scrappy round. But Nouns, they do reply back. They're going to be able to bring a 7th. But, I mean, the money does hit a bit of a halt. I mean, Freak does blow the bank here by getting off. He's just going to blow the 4,700. He's going to throw that over to good old Cooper. And they're going to go in big investment on this one. I mean, they have the money, but it's, you know, the utility is lackluster to say the least, but maybe they're just going to focus on the firepower.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, you've really got the mental in your favor at this time. You're oozing with confidence. You have players that are very willing to take these aim duels. You know, Cooper's feeling it. Freak's feeling it. Maybe you just take over and you overwhelm Nouns while you've got your foot on their neck, so to speak.
Freak does get his position away. That Molly does catch his feet. Markey, good trade back. Still the 4-4. Cooper igniting that op one more time. And Nouns down to Lonely too. And it's all about the heroic play here. They both have to be able to persevere and find something. And it's just down to CJ with the old Galil in hand, but it ain't going to be here. Mythic are going to be able to take this map, which is their pick, and they're going to be pushing this best of 3, guaranteed 3 maps.
There's legs to this veto, man. I mean, we talked about it. It was a very desperate sort of veto from Mythic, but it works. They find a way to get a map victory.